the Smart Show. Welcome to the Smart Show. Welcome to the Smart Show. Welcome to the Smart Show. This is where we reason together, a place where you can feel much better. If you're hungry for the word, you'll be fed, you'll be encouraged. You won't leave just like you came. Welcome to the Smart Show. 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 Be at peace and not in pieces. 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 Welcome to the Smart Show. Welcome to the Smart Show. How's everyone doing tonight? God bless you. Just want to make sure I can hear myself. Okay, good. We can hear it. Yes. Just want to make sure we don't have any audio issues. Bless you, bless you. Come on in, sharing like as you come in. We got something good tonight. Come on in. Sorry about that sound. I'm on another computer, and every time they send like a notification, I get a beep. So y'all just try to ignore that. Come on in. You are listening to the Smart Show, hosted by Pastor Nate. Yes. Come on in. We're going to continue our series from last week. We're going to talk about some good stuff. If my guest come on today, we'll go ahead and let her on. She did text me like a couple hours ago, but we'll just go ahead and get started because I know you all are busy and Pastor Nate wants to respect your time. We try not to go over 45 minutes, no later than an hour. So those of you who are in the bushes, God bless you. Bless you for coming in the chat. We're going to go ahead and get started. We were talking about I Love Thy Neighbor as Thyself series. And last week we talked about a lot of people display love because that's how they know to display it. They display what they think love is. And sometimes it's very harmful. But if that's the environment that they were raised in, if that's all they know, then that's all they know to show, right? But tonight we're going to talk about what love really is. And I think we laid down a good foundation last week, but we're going to move forward and make some more progress. So, hey, Bench Thinker, God bless you. The ones that are coming in and the ones in the bushes, bless you. We're going to go ahead and get started. For the ones who come in late, they can just catch on and or they can watch the replay. But we're going to go ahead and get this party started. All right. So the title of this series or this episode is Don't Pee on Me and Call It Rain. Woo, boy, we see a lot of that going on. Don't pee on me and call it rain. Don't think I'm stupid. Now, you may have had me brainwashed for a while and you talk crazy to me and you treat me however you want to treat me. And you told me that was love because I didn't know any better. I'm talking to somebody right now. I may have had low self-esteem. Maybe that's the environment that I was raised up in. But once I had an encounter with the Lord Jesus Christ, he showed me what love really was. Why did you say that? Because God is love. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. God is pure love. And there's no way you can profess Christ and not have the love of God. Hey, Kwiet, there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this link whenever you can come on in if you want to. So God is love. That's where true love comes from. Everybody has their definition of it. Love from, you know, from each family, each household is very subjective. We've seen that. We see that with people around us. They'll say, "Oh, girl, you don't, she understand me. She know what I'm talking about." That's good if you have that understanding. But if you just really dig into the definition of what love is, in many cases, is that what it is? Mm. Whoa, here we go. Well, how you doing, Kwiet?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. I can hear you very clearly. First try. Woo-hoo.
All right, all right.
Yeah, you
And you
good. The
know
people.
what? With what you
Mhm.
talking about now? Tell me why I was gonna do a video. My video is gonna be titled "God is Love." With what
You
you
can still
saying,
do that.
and I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it. But you just
Yeah.
confirmed it. But I sure was gonna do a
Hey,
video called "God is Love." Like God is love. God isn't black, white, Chinese. God is love. But I'm
there
gonna let
you
you
go.
finish. I'm taking over already. Go ahead,
Nah,
brother.
you came in hot. That's what I'm talking about. You came in on fire. You ready for that? When you gonna do that? I'm a well,
I'm
you
gonna go ahead and do it. I'll probably do it tonight when we get
okay.
off.
Yes, definitely. I'm gonna listen to that. So yeah, y'all check out Quiet Storm's channel. She gonna talk about it tonight. She came in on fire, and God must be saying something. He must be trying to get this love out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Bright Star. Yeah, you because you confirmed that.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's why it's so important to really just think and listen to. Some people call you inner man, or I call it listen to God. He'll tell you what you need to say. He'll confirm.
And
So
Bright
yeah,
Star put the Bible verse in there because I pulled up my Bible verses and everything, and I was gonna do a video on it, and I was in John. Cause all of John talk about God's love. Come on, Bright Star.
hey,
She always on one. Come on, Bright
hey, I'm
Star.
telling you, we need to get this love out in the YouTube streets. We need to show them what
Yeah.
love is. That's not love what we
Yeah.
show a lot of time. All right.
Exactly.
We're gonna talk
But
about it.
go
So
ahead.
chime in at any time. I'm gonna give some practical examples. So NY Polo, Bright Star, and all you guys, thank you for coming in to the Smart Show. Love, now check this out. Love is tested based on how you interact with others. It's mostly tested in your relationships. That's why that scripture says, love thy neighbor as thyself. We're dealing with people, the way I talk to you, the way I treat you. If you're in the marriage, how I love you. If you're in a friendship, how I respect you. That's how you know if you're showing true love or not when we deal with each other. Now we can fix our mouth to say anything, but I hear what you say, but I'm looking at your actions. How do you feel about that? I'm looking at what you do. Because as we say, you can fix your mouth to say anything, right? And a lot doesn't care who tell it. We hear that. But show me what you're working with. That's how I know if you love me. Hey, God bless you, just one and only. Those of you who are just coming into the Smart Show, we still talking about series on love thyself. So it's really tested when you interact with others, how you interact with others. That's how you know if I'm showing love. And Jesus said, that's how you know you're his disciples, if you love one another. Oh my God. Now, have you ever seen a movie? And the movie that comes to mind is, I believe it's a Tyler Perry movie, Why Did I Get Married? Or something like that. What's that girl name? She played in that movie. Bright Star, if you talking, I can't hear you. You got yourself on mute. But anyways, have you ever seen a movie in a marriage in a movie, and then the wife puts on sunglasses and goes and meet her friend out to lunch somewhere, and the friend automatically knows why she got sunglasses on, probably because the husband went upside her head or hit her in the face. We see movies like that all the time. And the wife begin to make excuses, right? Well, he was just drunk. I know he loves me. That's his way of showing it. Very delusional. People, let me tell you, that's not love. And until she snaps out of it and comes out of it, then she'll realize that it was abuse. Many times, even in our churches, pastor abusing people, and not all pastors. We're going to talk about that. And I'm going to show you a clip. If you remember this pastor that kind of how he handled the situation, I want you to judge it and see if that's love or not. But yes, a lot of times, even in our relationship, some of us may have been in some situations where maybe we thought it was love until the light came on or until God revealed himself to us. Then we realize, hey, what God is and how he's treating me, or what God is and how she's treating me, that's inconsistent. That's not love. And you realize later on what it was. Many people are in that situation. It's kind of like a cultist mentality. And people who are subject to that abuse and think it's love, in many cases, we have low self-esteem. Many cases, we are brainwashed. But oh my God, how many of you know when you encounter with God, the power of God, the love of God will destroy that stronghold. The love of God will bring you out of that place. And God will show you, hey, I love you. This is what love is right here. Then you become delivered. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. And you got people justifying their hatred and they're saying, I love you. That's why I titled the title, Don't Pee on Me and Call It Rain. Now I know better. I'm not fooled. You're not going to just talk trash to me or come at me the long way or shade me or whatever and call it love. Oh, boy. Now, have you ever heard people say, I'm just being real. I'm just calling it like I see it. Now, a lot of times we use that to spearhead the manner in which we behave. Hey, I'm just keeping it real. But how many know you? How many know you can keep it real and still be rude? How many you know you can keep it real and still be nasty?
It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
It's how you say it.
Come on.
And I think people need to grasp that concept. Yes, you can be real, but you draw more flies with honey than you do vinegar. Oh boy. Watch how you say it. It's your approach. I can say the same thing as somebody else says, and you can accept what I say because I'm saying it in love.
Mm-hmm.
So love doesn't tear others down. Love doesn't humiliate. Although love doesn't condone, love will tell you the truth, but love will tell you the truth in love.
You don't walk around talking about you a hoe. You can tell them in a better way. You ain't got to just tell them you a hoe, you know. You ready to sleep with everything. Just pull it to the side.
Don't you start acting up now.
Don't start me. Okay, let me act like I got some sense.
You know what? Jesus kind of did the same thing. She didn't say, look, you remember when the woman was caught in adultery and they tried to accuse her? And that just brings me to that point. Jesus didn't tell her, and that's found. He didn't tell her what you call it, that you know, the WH. He didn't say go and sin no more. He said go and sin no more. He didn't call her by her name. He didn't call her by what she did. Because Jesus realized, hey, the people who were accusing
her, what you're doing.
Yeah. So he wrote on the ground. He didn't condemn the woman, nor did he condone the woman, but he dealt with that situation in love. And he said, woman, go sin no more. I know what you did. I know you were sleeping with everybody, but you know what? They've already beat you down. I'm not here to tear you down. I'm here to build you up. So woman, just go and sin no more. That's it. Just go and sin no more.
And I think that's the confusion people get with Jesus. They want you to be specific. God knows we got common sense and he gives us choices. I don't have to say, you know what you out there doing. So he don't have to tell us that. He's not going to play with us. No. And people think because they read the Bible and it don't say, God didn't say that about, he said it, but he didn't say it the way you wanted to hear it.
Specifically, right, exactly.
Yeah, so now you tell me you can't judge me. That ain't what he said. You know how people want to reword the Bible. Right. No, that's what he said. He just didn't say it the way you want, because he know we got sense. He gave it to us. We his. Right. So he know we know what's right and what's wrong. And that's why he put that spirit inside of us to know the feeling of right and wrong. Exactly. You know when you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You know when God touching your heart. You know before you go up in that whole house. I'm talking to you now. Before you steal something out the stove, before you know you wrong. Your spirit gonna tell you wrong. But because God ain't come down, or because you didn't get caught, then you go back again. You knew you was wrong the first time. He don't have to come smack then when he take everything for you. You talking about, is it a God? Why God let this happen? God didn't let nothing happen. Think about the karma. Think about what you did a year or 2 or 5 years ago when you stole
Right.
that gum.
Uh-oh, look out
When you doing something, when you slept with that woman husband, talking about where he said he was gonna get a divorce. When
now.
you get done, you still know you don't start that. Don't start that.
Ooh,
Don't.
ooh. She
You
going
know
for
what you
y'all.
doing. We know
Yeah.
what we doing. When you cheated on that test, it could be
Mhm.
anything. But you think it's something small. Well, I did it just so I can get through law school. Okay, now it's coming back on you. And you talking about what I did, God don't love me. Yes, he do. Think about what you did. We all did somewhere we can go back. So, oh Lord, I'm getting my karma.
Right, exactly. We
We
all
all can do that, but some people don't look at it like that. They think the little white lies, the little things you do. Well, I stole Pampers because my baby needed some Pampers. If you trust in God, God gonna send somebody to give you money for Pampers.
well,
You gonna
come
find some money. Somebody gonna donate some out of nowhere. You be like, how you know I needed Pampers? Because you trusted in the Lord.
to
You
God.
can't go steal them talking about, well, my baby, I'm gonna do whatever it takes for my baby. God sitting back saying, okay, do it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
down the line, when something happened to you, I ain't never did no wrong yesterday. Remember when you stole them Pampers? Now
We
we
all
we understand you need the Pampers for your baby.
yeah, we understand.
Yeah, but God still said no. Still, He said, but unless it's Pampers for your baby.
Right. Come on. Hey,
Come
stealing
on
is
now.
stealing. I mean, I'd ask the attendant, hey, can I have these Pampers? My baby needs
Yeah,
some before I
anything.
steal.
Yeah.
Right,
Uh-huh.
right. But you right on. And Bryce Star made a good point here. She said, whosoever claims to love God yet hate his brother sister is a liar. Now that
Mm-hmm.
comes from John. You got a lot of people saying that I love God, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
love. You can't. It doesn't work like that. You can't love. You can't hate me and say you love God, whom you never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
You
Ooh,
sure know
Lord,
what to say.
they
You
need
can
to.
love God, but you sitting here treating your neighbor wrong. And He said, love that neighbor. Don't start nothing now.
Right,
Don't
exactly.
start
Love
nothing.
that neighbor. Even when your neighbor mess up, now I can come to you and say, you know that wasn't right, but just repent and go on. We all make mistakes. I didn't condone it, but I didn't tear you down either.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There
Exactly.
was there was a level of accountability there, which I think if we're friends, I'm in your life, you in my life, you're supposed to hold me accountable
Right.
without tearing me down. Now I can say
Right.
that wasn't right, that with love. But
Right.
you got a lot of people, they see people do things wrong and they condone and they don't even tell them. That ain't really love. Because if
Right.
I love you, I ain't gonna have you looking crazy in these streets.
Exactly. And I ain't finna hang with you the way you looking crazy in the street. You know what we used to say back in the day, I ain't finna go to hell with you. You go by yourself.
That's right, cuz don't try to change the word to fit
Uh-huh.
your mess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, if you my friend, I might have to tell you, I'm like, oh no, that don't go. You got a boog in your nose. Don't go out like that because you rather for me to tell you than somebody else to tell you out there.
Yeah.
They're gonna laugh and make fun. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm
And
not gonna
then
hate. Go ahead.
now what I was gonna say, or let them go out because you either talk crazy to them, your nasty ass got a bug that, or let them go out. And then when other folks start talking about you on that train with them, yeah, because she walked out the house like that. Why you didn't tell her?
Yeah, that ain't love.
That's not love, but that's your friend. And then
That's
when
what
it's all over, girl, I was gonna tell you was gone.
right.
Girl, you be walking around here really, but you my friend and you couldn't tell me that. It took a stranger. The stranger ain't gonna be nice, so it took a stranger to tell me that. And you talked about me with the you talked worse to me because the stranger might just say you had a book in your nose. You the one rolled it on, laughing at me, this, that, and other. You could have told me at the house.
Yeah, it's worse because you supposed to be close to me.
And you
So it's
supposed to be my friend,
right.
but you
So
love me.
friends do tell you things to correct you. That's love. Because if I love you, I'm not gonna have you going out like that. No, 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 no. You my friend. No, that doesn't look right or not.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go in there and clean up a little bit. Go
And
ahead
you
and fix
know,
your hair.
and I had a friend from she was like hood.
Mhm.
And but I was like I grew up, nice.
Right.
But anybody can be my friend. I don't judge. If you're a good person, you're a good person. But she
Mhm.
would, and she had kids in high school and all that. But when we go out, she'll just be ready. I'd be like, nah, girl, going there. I take her stuff. I gotta take your outfit. If I gotta do your hair, and we'll be at her house 2 more hours from when we supposed to have left.
Getting
Cause
her
you're not
fixed
gonna
up.
go with me looking like that.
That's right. Getting her fixed up. And
Yeah, and I used to wait. I didn't say, well, that's how you want to go, and I'm looking good. No, baby, that ain't me. I
right.
ain't that person.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. If we let's just say if we're in a church setting, we see our brother and sister maybe don't have the best of clothes, dirty clothes, and if you notice that, don't go around talking about them or say you need. They might not have the money. Go out and buy them some. Take them, get them out,
Right.
fix them up. That's love right there. Come on, I got you.
And you ain't gotta tell everybody you did it.
You ain't got to tell a
Come
soul what
on.
you did.
You ain't gotta tell nobody nothing.
That's love right there.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
my,
sometimes you can slide something to them and they'll be talking about who gave me that. They'll be appreciative, but they don't even know where it come from.
right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of person I am. Like I worked this job, whatever. I worked this job. We was in the break room, and a girl was asking for $1 to get something out the snack machine. You know, especially when you a child of God, God put stuff on your spirit. You can tell when people hungry. I don't care how good you look at. Well, we can be a corporate office. You can tell when you know it don't matter where you at. And she was at, I ain't got people just acting like that toward her, and some hit my spirit. And I was like, that girl hungry. And I didn't know, I didn't deal with the girl. You know how folks have cliques. So I didn't deal with her like that. I just got up and gave her some money. She looked at me. She gave me this look and she was like, thank you. I'm saying to myself, I'm not that type of, you can be clicked up with anybody, but when I see my sister, brother in need, I'm going to help you. I'm not worried about where you be hanging with this person. So they should have gave it to you. No, that's not me.
Right.
Or I might say something like, you want to go to lunch? I know you hungry, but I ain't going to say, just like you was talking about earlier. Like God didn't tell her she was a hoe. He just said, go change your way. I said, you want to go get something to eat? Knowing you hungry, I know you hungry, but I ain't gonna tell you I know you hungry.
Right.
I'm just gonna invite you to lunch and say I pay.
That's right. You just do it.
And you don't even know that I know you hungry. You don't even know I overheard your friends talking about you. Oh, come on now. About how your lights and got turned off, your man taking all your money. You don't know I done overheard that. But I'm the one that they in the clique that's saying, girl, you want to go get something to eat, or I'm finna go up the street to this, that, no, you want to go? And paying for your food and don't even know I know the whole story because your friends over there in the corner could talking about you.
But you heard that, and when you heard that, that love started activating.
Come on.
I'm not gonna get any gossip with them about her. I'm gonna do something about it.
Because like what you say, God is love. He ain't, what I tell you, he ain't picking, choosing color, race, creed, who you hang with, who you this, who you that. God is love. And if God is inside of you and you want to God, you will love.
That's right. Whether white, black, Asian.
Exactly.
All short, big, skinny. Right. So cuz say old school, we kept each other straight. Please, I mean no harm, but young folks don't do it like that. They don't. Nobody really. Hey, this is a Me Too generation. A lot of people just about me. And love is not selfish. We're gonna read that in a minute. So we always think about other people. That's what love is. So we need to bring that back in. I tell you.
Because I show if I had friends be like, boy, if you don't pull your pants up,
right,
you walk around with me looking like that.
Right. And I'm gonna tell like our young people, I'm telling, hey, you probably need to pull, it, but let me tell you why I'm saying that, because I'm tired of our black young men being statistics, going and being profiled. Come on, let's pull your pants up, better for you. You see what I'm saying? I'm giving them why I'm saying that. You take coach them instead of saying, boy, pull them pants up. No, just tell them and say, look, you're a young man. I want you, give them a reason.
Yep.
Because that was different when we growing up. We didn't get reasons. Mama said do it. Daddy said
so.
Because I said so. So because I said so.
Because I said so. Why? Because I said they get popped if you ask a question.
Right. Don't question me. I'm grown.
Right.
Oh boy.
Because I'm grown and I said so.
Oh my God, have mercy. Yeah, so we don't need to justify our bad behavior and then call it love. Don't gossip about your friends and say, hey, I notice some people do this here. Let me see what is it so I can pray. What is it? What did she do? Let me know so I can pray. I don't know if you heard people say that. Yeah, you just trying to be nosy. But yeah, that's not love.
Yep. What's going on? Yep.
Right. So first
you don't have to know what nobody going through.
No, you don't have to know.
going through
First
because your
Corinthians,
situation.
right.
Yep. I'm listening.
1 Corinthians 13, this is going to bring another point. Paul saying, if I speak in tongues of men and angels, but do not have love, I am only resounding gong or a clinging timber. So he was saying, I can do all these things in church, so to speak. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries, I can unveil your mysteries. This is what Paul saying. If I give my possessions to the poor, feed the poor, I can do all these things. But he said, if I don't have the love that we're talking about today, he said, that's nothing. Isn't that something? All these works you do, but he's letting you know you can do all these work, but it's not backed by love. And a lot of people do it all the time, but it ain't no love. It's like if you $50, you need money. You say, Pastor Nate, can I have some money? And I just throw it to you. That ain't love. You don't want it now. I don't know. It might be how you are. I don't know. I might go ahead and take it, but
no, you right. Cause you throw it at me, I'd rather be hungry. Nuh-uh.
If I get too hungry, I might go ahead and take it. We'll deal with that later.
Crazy. That's just like if I see a homeless person or somebody asks for money, I treat them like I would somebody with a job that's asking for the same thing, because that homeless person, you don't know where they came from. They could have been in a mansion.
Yeah.
And lost everything. They could have been living better than you and could teach you some stuff. Because you could run across a lot of them. They got a lot of sense because that's not who they always were. The drugs might have just took over or anything. So I treat everybody the same. And I've been around people that have said, just give them that money. They ain't using it for something. I said, that ain't none of my business.
That's right.
Because shoot, half time we'll stop by the liquor store. I ain't even finna start preaching. Just because you got money, we'll start. They ain't no better going to get them a beer to calm they nerve than we are. Stop by the liquor store when you leaving work to calm yours.
Because I wanted Pastor White. Yeah. But that's right. And one thing about love, and I see people do this all the time. Okay, I got something in my refrigerator or my freezer. I got something in my closet I'm gonna give to you. Okay, I understand you give, that's good. But why you giving me something you don't want? Now that's been in the freezer for 6 months. It been expired.
Yeah. Oh,
and you gonna give me some freezer burnt food.
I can't stand that. Oh, you sure know what to say. I cannot stand it. I'd rather throw it out. You show. Ooh.
If I love you, I'm going to the store and buy you something fresh.
Exactly.
Just like love thy neighbor as thyself. I'm gonna go buy fresh food. If I love you, I'm gonna go buy you some fresh food and give it to you.
I'm gonna treat you the way I would want to be treated.
Now it's on you. I'm gonna tell you, hey, this been in the freezer for 6 months. I'm throwing it out. Now, if you insist, give me that. Some people do that. Go ahead and give me that. That's you. But I'm not gonna give you what I don't want. I'm not going in my closet and get me something that I don't wear.
And see, I'm the type of person, if somebody did that, I'd be like, oh, you still want that? They'd be like, girl, yeah. I'm like, okay, here, you can have it. I wouldn't eat it. See, I want
freezer burnt. That's right. Don't get about no freezer burnt food. That ain't love.
No, you sure know what to say. Mm-mm.
Yeah. You give them what you will want. We're talking about love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yes.
Treat and you don't want yourself. You don't want it. You ain't gonna eat it. Right. In fact, when I give you something, I'm gonna try to do a better job for you than me. That's just how I am.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh boy, we talking tonight.
Because you know, when you have guests or something, you gonna bring out the good china. Don't stop.
Yeah, you gonna bring the good china. Exactly. Yeah, we know how to treat our guests. We got home training. I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna fix the best meal. I'm gonna take out the best china. That's what we do. We don't just
spend a night. We're going to get new sheets. You gonna do it up. You can have some clean sheets. You gonna go get the
new towels, new rags.
Yeah.
We want to be accommodating because that's love. Have you ever cooked for somebody and they say, "Oh, this is good," and they'll say, "I can taste the love in it." I never know what that meant.
You put your foot in it.
Right. You took your time. You didn't rush.
Yeah.
You season it good, and they can tell when you just throwing something together, or just as opposed to taking your time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we talking about love, y'all. A lot of folks need to hear this. I'm telling you. My God. So when we give with love. Your talents, your abilities. Just because. What was my point on here? Okay, there are things people admire in other people. Like if you have status and you have abilities and talents, I think that's where I was going with that. Everybody you admire is not loving. You see your favorite celebrity on TV, or whatever. You admire them because you like their acting. They on stage. Now you meet them in person, you be like, gosh, you different on. You heard people say that your attitude's jacked up.
You ain't the same as you was
Yeah,
with.
you ain't.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get caught up in the hype. Just because you
Mm-hmm.
see somebody you admire, if you don't know a person, you can't really know if they're a loving person or not. Just because you
Mm-hmm.
see somebody on stage, right?
Right. And I say that all the time with YouTube. You might get a little bit of the person's real personality, but that's not who that person is. A lot of
Right.
these people, if I met them on, see, I'm a loving person anyway, so I speak to everybody. My friend be like, you just talk to everybody. Yes, I do. But I see you on the street, I'ma speak to you. Even some of the ones that I may not be fond of that's on YouTube. I know if I saw them in the street, it wouldn't be the same as it is on YouTube. They wouldn't give me that same energy as they do here. So
Right.
people will take this and it's Bible. Like
Mm-hmm.
you doing this, you do. They probably been more how that person. They probably the grimiest people on here are probably the most loving people in person.
I believe
They
you. I believe
yeah,
you.
they just playing a role on here. They just seeing how far to go. They just because if everybody want to talk about CPS, court, government, this, that, if any one of them had to face a judge or the police come knocking at their door, they wouldn't be nothing. They wouldn't say, "Okay, take me," because she's still a bitch. She's still a this. They wouldn't do that. Their
No, they.
hearts would drop to the floor. They wouldn't want to go. It's
Yeah,
just
they.
like some of them when CPS have come to their house, when the police have come, their whole attitudes change. They don't say, "Well, yeah, I did make that video." Well, yeah,
Right.
I did. They don't do that. They try to explain, "Oh, it's just YouTube. I made a video." These people are crazy. They try to justify why they did what they did. They don't stand in their stuff on, yeah, I made that video. Like ain't nobody else responsible. I made it. And what y'all gonna do? Take me to jail or not? They don't do that.
That's
They
right.
justify for it. So
That's
these people are not as bad heartedly. Like the stuff they do can be grimy and low down, but that's for me, being a woman of God and in my spirit, a lot of them, that's not who they are.
right.
And a lot of times I hate to see it because I don't want to see these people actually get caught up over some stupid stuff. Y'all going to jail and losing your kids over. I hate that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why people say, I don't see you in the chats no more. It could be entertainment and they can, if police and stuff pop up, they can talk themselves out, but it's going to be one good time. Ain't nobody going to be able to talk themselves out of it.
That's right.
They
That's right.
wishing death on people. I don't want to even be around when people crying and want to donate because somebody actually died. Like, but y'all was dragging this person. You see this person wishing death on this person. But now they dead for real. Now everybody want to donate and get on the next person that
See,
don't care for not. See, I don't have time for that. If you didn't
right.
like them then, don't like them now. That's me. If you don't here drag me wishing death on me now, when I die, just keep on dragging me wishing death on me. I'm just keeping it 100.
That's
Don't
right.
feel sorry for me now, and you don't do all that. Keep that same energy.
You right. Cuz say your neighbor's not the one next door, but your neighbor's your fellow man. That's right. Like
That's
black,
right.
white, Asian, everybody. People you meet, that's your neighbor. Amar say that's why I see them. I like to see them together because they usually work it out. You right, Amar, because when we see people in Atlanta, it seems like someone's getting alone and stuff. And you know what? Like you said, Quiet Storm. Some of these people they have persona. I guarantee you take them off YouTube. There's some loving people.
Yep.
They just have to do that to present this image. Maybe it's money driven. That's why the Bible say the love of money is the root of all evil. Because you know the messier you get, the more clicks and views, and the more money
Mm-hmm.
you get. But I don't think I'm willing to act like that. I mean, they just cuss out and dox. I mean, I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
We know
Mm-hmm.
that's not. But you take them off YouTube, or you dealing with a one-on-one is like, who are you?
Yep.
You the same person that was online?
Yep. Yep. I don't think a lot, and I look at the things like I look beyond the stuff they do, and I'm like, that's not who that person is in real life.
That's not who that is.
That's not who that person is in real life. So that's why I just remove myself from the chat. People like, you ain't in the chat no more. I be watching from the clouds, but it's almost irrelevant to even drop down and because I'm not finna contribute to the mess. Like we want, because at first it was fun, like it was entertaining. Now it's getting
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's been
So
ridiculous.
now I don't want to be in. I don't want to involve myself for you. Just like we talking now. We
Right.
preach it now, but then I'm in the chat tomorrow helping
Yeah.
them drag somebody. No, I
Nah.
don't want to involve myself in stuff like that because I know better. Come on. Then we say when you know better, that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Now I know, they'll light roast and gag and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that, but this gutter stuff,
Yeah. And it's
and
like, come on.
and even if you're roasting and gagging, you got to be respectful of that person's feeling too, because you think it's a light roast, but that person's taking it personal because you don't know what you're triggering. So I think we got to be mindful of that too. We can't determine for others how they feel and how they should feel. We
Now
cannot make determination.
I can take it another step. To be honest with you, I can take a roasting guy. I can take a drag. I
Yeah,
can take a Richard Pryor. I can take it.
yeah,
When they start taking it off of YouTube and they got serious about it,
right.
that's when it was like it was getting too much. But they can curse each other. They can be bees, H's, monkeys. They can be that because, and if you think about it, I'm gonna tell you now. If you think about it, the Richard Pryor and the stuff like that, like let's keep it real. They did it.
Mm-hmm.
Those comedians did it. So I can't say, oh, y'all wrong for calling each other names, this and the other. But the comedians we grew up on did the same thing,
Yep.
became famous, and we love. So that part, I'm for it. I mean, I don't care if you like stuff like that. Rich Pryor didn't do nothing but curse. We couldn't even watch him.
Yeah,
So
I know.
that part, I don't
I'll be like,
care.
cut that off.
I don't care because some stuff be too. I be like, I don't care. But when you take it off, like especially trying to take folks' kids,
Yeah, that's gone.
calling the feds, that's too much.
That is too.
That's too much. But all the other stuff, y'all can be everything. Porch monkeys did. Cause shoot, some black folks used to come out in blackface, like the comedians and did everything. So if
Right.
that's your type of comedy, or if they fun, that's fine. But when
Mm.
you taking it off and trying to get folks locked up in this, that's when I'm like, oh, y'all doing too much now.
Yeah, it is. It is a bit too much, and sometimes I don't go in chats as much now. 'Cause this month I'm real busy, but I would go in there, and some of the people who were doing some of the most gutter things, I would go in their chats, and you know how I am. Bless you, God bless you, bless you, bless you. You know me. I'm like, Lord, I hope the
Yeah,
coast is. Hope I ain't in the line of fire.
yeah.
Fortunately, I hadn't got hit yet, but because I go in there try to show love, no matter what you've done. God bless you. How you doing?
Yeah, it's getting crazy, but I respect do that do it. Go right on ahead.
Right. Now, at one point here, the verse 4 here says, love is patient, is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It's not proud. Whoa. So it's not envious.
Yep.
It's not boastful. I don't have to tell you my resume or what I do, how good I am. The thing about that is, if you're that good, let the people judge, right? I don't have to
Come
tell
on.
you how good I am. All I have to do is show up. Because if I'm that good, you're going to hear it the way I talk. You're going to see it in my actions. Yeah, you're going to see it. So I don't have to boast about how good I am. Love is not like that. It's not selfish. It doesn't focus on itself. It's not self-seeking. That's what it said. It does not boast, how much money I got or how nice my house is. And I had to learn that one time years ago. I told one person, oh, I could play the keyboard. I can play the music. So I played one day. I mean, I overestimated myself. I pumped myself up and I learned from that. And I started playing. And then after I got finished, I said, now, how was that? And that person said, I've heard better. And from that day on, that taught me a lesson. I said, I'll never say how good I think I am again. I'll just do it. I'll be humble
Mm-hmm.
with it, and I'll let people do it. Because one thing about people, even if you know you're good and they know you're good, if you brag about it, they ain't gonna give you no credit. If
Exactly.
not, if you brag about it. But if you go say, and I'm not trying to say lie, I'll be like, I'm just being humble with it. I'm all right. I mean, I guess I can do a little
Yeah.
stuff. And I get on there, dude, be like, what you talking about? You good. That was good. I like that. But if
Mm-hmm.
I went and said how good I was, you wouldn't have said that because I set myself up for failure by bragging.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going on the YouTube streets when people say, I'm the king and I'm the queen and I'm all this and I did this and I did that. That's where you have a lot of problems with people.
Mm-hmm.
All that bragging. People don't like to brag. People don't
Yeah.
like that bragging.
That's just like people. If you if people come on here and say what they going through,
Mm-hmm.
people will sympathize with you and all that. But if
Yeah,
you say, "Well, I'm gonna keep my business to myself. It ain't no big deal," and you can be thinking in your head, "Don't nobody care. I don't want to bother nobody." But then they dox you and find out you're struggling. You stay in the shop. Oh, they'll drag you
yeah.
to death. But if
That
you
look,
come out and say, if you tell your business, then all of a sudden, oh y'all, and that's not right.
yeah. And people do a lot of time. They say they all this and that, and they both. Now you setting yourself up for somebody to dox you. Somebody dox
Hmm.
you, and they find out you living in a cardboard box, or you
Right.
homeless. All this. Look, even if I had all that stuff, I won't get on here and brag. Look, I'm just a simple working hard man. I came from a poor background. I am not rich. I told
I
y'all.
ain't nobody. I stay on the bridge on the shack.
I
I'm
told y'all.
borrowing Wi-Fi now.
I told y'all I was raised with the roaches. So I'm letting you know right now, I was not rich.
I'm up under the good bridge. They got Wi-Fi.
So I
And you
don't
know
try.
another thing I'm not fond of. I say
What's up,
that.
Daryl? Daryl, I
Uh
need to talk to you, Daryl. Go ahead.
somebody in trouble with
No,
pastor.
no, I need to talk to you, Daryl. I sent you an email. I'm ready. I'm ready to get this thing started for next month. But yeah, love does not boast itself. Love is humble. I don't have to tell you how much money I have or how much money I don't make all that money. I mean, or
Hmm.
how educated I am. Love doesn't do all that.
And that's sad too. That you
Right,
can't even have nothing without people saying something. It's like people want you to be without, or
right,
it's just crazy.
right.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
I don't, when I meet people, I don't tell people what's going on with me or my accomplishment. I remember somebody came to my house. It was a church member I brought home one time. I think I had a little gathering, and they say, "Oh, Pastor Nate, I didn't know you had this. I didn't know you do this. I didn't know."
Yeah,
Like, well, you didn't ask. They say you trying to be
exactly.
humble. You packing, boy. That's how it
Exactly.
should be. Let them tell you, but you don't have to put yourself out there.
Exactly. And
Mm,
another thing that I'm not fond of is when people, and I've noticed, okay, they can be roasting, gagging, and what you call us, subscribers can have an opinion. They'll get up on a platform or on the chat, on the stream yard or whatever, and they can be going a regular subscriber going back and forth about a situation, and the other person say you dumb. I'm not dumb, or they don't call them a dummy. They can just be going back and forth, and the subscriber be like, "Well, I got 4 degrees. I got this that." My thought is, you shouldn't have to tell as a black person. You shouldn't have to always let like I shouldn't have to. I got 4 degrees. I got this. I got that. Why wouldn't you have that?
right. Yeah.
Because you black, why wouldn't you have that? Just because
Yeah.
you on here having fun, why wouldn't you have? And I don't like when they try to justify with they get them, because then I say, well, you still over here on these platforms, you still in the mess, you still up on these stream yards.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm proud of my people for having an education, but
Oh,
they lead with that. I got
right.
degrees. I got this. I got the. And I
Don't
ain't
get
gonna
too
say you should have it, because guess what? I ain't finna get off topic because we're gonna go back to love thy neighbor. But guess what? Half of these white folks, we gotta call it what it is. I ain't got time to be thinking of Caucasian Jews that we go white, black, purple, green. Half of these white people that's successful didn't even finish school, let alone college. I'm done now. You go and finish talking.
you right.
Go on, finish
Yeah.
talking.
You're right. That's a good point. But love doesn't boast. And it's also say love does not delight itself in evil, but rejoices in the truth. So, like if your downfall, I don't rejoice with your downfall. That's not love. But you hear people on here saying, I hope you lose your job and I hope you even die. I hear people say that you need to go somewhere and die. Don't you hear people saying that? But they're quick to say, I love
Yeah.
God.
That's what I
Oh,
just said. I said they be wishing death. Yeah. And it's
oh,
like, why are y'all doing this to each other?
Jesus help.
Why you, and then they'll name out the disease. You got AIDS. I'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah,
HIV. I'm like, come on, y'all. We don't need
y'all.
to rejoice in that.
They put a new meaning in death and life and the power of the tongue.
You know what I'm saying?
They doing a whole mantra over here. You got AIDS in 1972. You be walking down. I'd be like, God, no. I'd be like, Lord, please don't. And I pray for him. I'd be like, Lord, please, I don't care. And I always say it's commentary. It's like I'm watching a show. So
Mhm.
that's how I look at it when I do watch it, even though some stuff be stepping outside. And I pray for, I be like, Lord, don't let nothing happen to these folks, because it ain't that serious.
Right.
Even
Right.
if it's a character that I don't like, what they showing on you, that character. Like if I don't like who the Smart Show is on YouTube, and I don't know you, when we get done and finished, we still don't know who these people are. I don't know you in person. I don't know these people in person. So the
Mm.
character you're playing on YouTube, that's how I'm gonna look at it. I don't want that character. That don't let nothing happen to this character for real, because it ain't that serious. That's how I pray for folks for real. I'm like, it ain't that serious.
Yeah, look at cuz say I should not go to YouTube or Facebook and see y'all. Nah, cuz you want to stay away. Don't come to this sector.
Uh-huh. No.
Nah,
Mm-mm.
don't come here, cuz. You could come to your cuz show on Tuesday night. If, yes.
And
Bryce.
you not going the last person I was with, like I post little stuff here or there. And first of all, I had like 70 people on my
Mhm.
Facebook, and it's family and a couple of co-workers I done work with. And the last person I was with, you ashamed of our relationship. You don't put this, I said, because it ain't nobody business. I
No,
don't
it's
put my business on there. And if it's on there for you to see it, I don't care. I don't care if you come back and say, So,
right.
and that's what I used to tell them. It ain't nobody business what you out here doing. Because a lot, and to even say that, it's the people on your family and friends, the ones being nosy. That's why I didn't post them, because it ain't none of their business. They just on here being nosy. Because
Yeah.
guess what? I don't care. So if you want to know, pick up the phone and call me. Check
That's it.
on me.
That's
And
it.
if you check on me, you probably get the whole story, everything going on.
Yep, you'll get the facts.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bright Star say stay pray from the B sec. That's right. We're gonna pray. Now, before we go, it's 8:45. I want to spend the last 5 or 6 minutes talking about this clip. Y'all probably remember this pastor, and I want y'all to let me know if y'all feel like this is love or if you feel like that the pastor should have done this. So I want you to look at this clip here. Let me go ahead and turn it up.
Can you leave my church and go put on man clothes? And don't come here like that no more.
Thank you, Jesus.
I hold a standard in here. Whatever you do on the outside is your business. But I will not let drag queens come in here.
Ooh, did y'all see that?
Uh-huh.
So this
Whatever you do on the outside is your business. I would not let drag queens in here.
So a drag queen was in the church. So the pastor told the drag queen to get out. Y'all remember that a couple years ago. Now I'm gonna ask y'all, do you think that was love or do you think that was necessary? How
That
do you
wasn't necessary. He should have kept. God is love, and if you a pastor, you accept everybody. God is love. He's not discriminating against nobody. So your word could have ministered to that person. You don't know
there you
what
go.
would have touched them, and they might have said, "This is wrong. I don't want to do this no more." Or it might. Everybody have steps. It ain't gonna change overnight. So yeah, the pastor was wrong. You don't put folks up out the church. And then we always say, well, you a pastor, you should do that. It ain't about people being a pastor and they are your mom and dad and tell you what to do. But all of us have responsibilities. And if you're in front of audience of people and you talking about God, your responsibility is get them to God. So turning that drag queen away from you is like turning them away from God. And your word could have saved his life.
That's right. That's
You don't
right.
know what he was in there for. He could have said, I'm about, especially if he coming in there as a drag queen, he could have said, I'm going to take my life. And your word could have saved his life. And from there, your word might have not um stirred him away from being a drag queen, but your word might have got him open to go talk to other people. Then from there, he might have talked to someone that did encourage him not to be a drag. You don't know what God puts on other people's heart that comes out of your mouth. So
Right.
that pastor was wrong.
Right. And let me play this one more time. We had a couple other people that I want to make some comments on it. So, y'all, this is a 20-second clip of a pastor throwing somebody out of the church. So take a listen.
Can you leave my church and go put on man clothes? And don't come here like that no more.
Thank you, Jesus.
I hold a standard in here. Whatever you do on the outside is your business. But I will not let drag queens come in here.
Ooh, you heard it.
Mm-hmm.
So now check this out. Here, I'm asking the chat. Y'all let me know what y'all think. The pastor put a drag queen out of a church. Do you think that that was love? Do you think that was right? I want to know your honest opinion. It doesn't matter if you agree with me or not. But I'm going to go back to Jesus with the woman in adultery. When they brought the woman to Jesus who was caught in adultery, Jesus didn't say, get from around me or he said, go and sin no more. In fact, the scripture says, whosoever will, let him come. And just like you said, Quiet Storm, the pastor should have been focusing on ministering the word. Because I don't think, my opinion, I don't think the drag queen just come to church just to come. I think that person probably been hurting. You don't know what kind of pressure she or he was under, and they probably needed a word from God. So the church is not really in a position to minister to everybody right now. We always say, come, come, come. But now when we come up in there, you ain't ready. This is how you do.
Yep.
Oh, Daryl said, I think that was wrong.
That was
Bright,
wrong.
yeah, Daryl said, I think that was wrong. So, cuz I don't know what you think. Armand said, calling someone out in front of everybody is not right. Basically, you were saying. So, yeah. Bright Star said, that's not love, that's hurtful. Yeah. And this is where you get a lot of church hurt for stuff like that. Cuz let me see what you said. I think we take on too much with our titles. Bring people to God and let God do what God. Because we all was out there doing something. That's right. The church is not you. The church is in you. And I'm my brother's keeper. That's right. Cuz let God be God. You just lead them to Jesus. You preach the word of God and let God do his work. Now, so do you think that LGBT or drag queens or whatever, you think they'll want to come to that church now? Because now that's a homophobic church. Now, I don't care what you're saying is. You got people sleeping together and they're not even married. Are you telling them to get out? And if you think smoking and drinking is sin, are you telling them to get out? Are you telling the people who are gluttony or eat overeat, are you telling them to get out?
Right. It's like he pinpointed that one person. Yep. And he probably was sitting by somebody that was messing around. That, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in that church was walking on water perfect.
That's right. So I would have just ministered the word of God. Come back, because I want bring them in here. I don't care. Come on in. Boy, I wish I had come on to my church. Let me show you what the love of Jesus, because that's what people are needing. They're seeking love and they're not getting it like that. I mean, but see, Armand said, I want to hear y'all thoughts on this. Come on. That's why people don't want to come to church now. You're right. People who are in things don't want to come.
Type of person.
What you say, Kwiet? You fading out. But I'll talk until you come back in. Yeah. So we actually have some people doing that. And that's not your church. That's God's church. Supposedly. Uh-oh. So that's my thought on the matter. And even if, and I think I heard another video of him saying that he's talked to the young man before, but maybe you should have taken the person aside or maybe had a meeting after church or something, but just doing it like that in front of everybody, humiliating. I don't think you should have done that.
Right.
Yeah. Now, if you were talking, I couldn't hear you fade out. Did you say something, Kwiet?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I forget what I was going to say.
I don't know if you were saying something while I was talking.
I forget.
Okay. But anyways, yes, that actually happened in the church. And I'm not trying to make the church look bad. You do have some great churches. You do have some churches who will accept anyone. Now, I'm not saying condone, but you want people to come in to hear the word of God. You want to preach that love, because that's what's going to deliver. That's what's going to set you free. The love of Jesus Christ. We can't take matters in our own hands and tell people to get out. I mean, you can, but I don't think you're going to be effective in ministry. So I just wanted to bring that clip to you since we were talking about love, and I wanted to know what you guys thought about that. So yeah.
And I know what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I know what I was going to say. I probably would have left the church wouldn't be a member no more because he did it. He'll continue to do it. But I also probably would have got up behind the drag queen and encouraged them, because again, you don't know what they was going through and what was on their mind. They could have left there killing themselves.
Right.
So I would
But
have left behind them and encouraged them.
Right, because you say we wonder why people don't go. And you know what? I'm not gonna follow you if you're wrong. Now I heard a couple of people in the background saying Jesus and amen, like they were cheering the pastor on. I don't know if you heard that. They said amen. I'm like, what? Do y'all not know what love? Are you too brainwashed to see it? That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are so brainwashed. I can't go along with it if you're not showing the love of God. I love my pastor. If my pastor did something like that, I'd be like, my pastor, now
Exactly.
you know that wasn't right.
Exactly.
You turn the soul away. Now, like you say, what if that soul went out and committed suicide because you didn't show love? Because they probably having issues with their family because they in a gay lifestyle. The mom and their dad rejected them, and they probably, friends and families, and they probably went to the church seeking refuge and seeking peace and want to hear from God. You are the last resort, and you doing the same thing that family member's doing. Now that person has nowhere to go. Now they're gonna go jump off a bridge somewhere. How you feel once that happened because you rejected them?
And the thing about it is, I'm not sure if that person went with somebody, but the fact they stepped foot in the church, I don't know if they had their drag clothes on or not, but the fact they stepped foot in the church, they were seeking God, and you turned them away. It ain't like you saw them on the street or they was at a party and you told them they can't be at this party. They stepped foot in a church. Any one of us, usually we'll sit there and say, I need to go to church Sunday, because guess what? You're going through something.
Yes.
If you ain't been to church. So for that person in drag to step in the church, he was calling out for help and you turned him away.
Right.
Now that'll send you to hell before to send him to hell.
I wouldn't care if you slept with Tom, Dick, Harry, whoever, Boo Boo, Baby. Look, who you come to church. Let's preach Jesus. I don't care what you've done. I don't care if you've been in prison. I don't care what your background is in life. My job is to preach the word of God and to get your soul right and get your soul saved. Not to condone what you're doing, but to preach Jesus and preach repentance. That's my job. Right. I'm not trying to push no one away. Quiet Storm fell off. And that's fine because I'm about to end the live anyway. So thank you for coming on, Quiet Storm. So I'll text you and follow up with you. Thank you for coming by. All right, y'all. That concludes our episode tonight. Let's see. She's coming back on there, I think. There you go.
Okay. But right. You right about that?
So I was about finished anyway. You had something you want to say or something you want to add?
This was good. And it was the truth.
It was good. So thank you again for coming through tonight.
Yeah, I had to be here on time today. See, I was on time.
Yeah, I mean, you came in on fire today, boy. You came in hot. I'm like, woohoo! It's gonna be something. I thoroughly enjoyed myself tonight. I can't wait till you publish your video about it. Yeah.
And that's all we can do is put the word out there. We can't force people to listen. We can't make people listen. Somebody gonna pick it up. The ones that pick it up need it at the time. The ones that don't might need it later.
That's all we can do is put the word out.
You can't force it on nobody.
You can't force it. So yeah, Quiet Storm, thank you for coming through the night. I appreciate you. They're saying we make a good team. We got some compliments last week about you coming on. So thank you. And we never know what God's gonna do. So hey, if you want to come through next week, we'll do it again. If I ain't gonna push it.
Oh Lord, there you go. You gotta keep me accountable. You can't be my self-appointed mentor and you don't keep me accountable. I ain't gonna play with you.
I can't do nothing with you. You got a mouth here. Oh Lord. But yeah, Bench Thinker, thank you. They say great live. So Bright Star, thank you. Bright Star, thank you for your encouragement.
Thank you, Bright Star.
Yes, thank you. Amar, thank you. Cuz, thank you. Thank you for coming through tonight. And Quiet Storm, thank you again. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you, or I'll send you. So thank you again for coming through, and I'll you know how to get yourself out?
Yep. Have a
Okay.
blessed day, everybody. Bye
All right.
bye.
You too. Thank you, Bo. All right, y'all. That concludes our episode tonight. Now, next week, we might go on and continue the series and talk about it from another perspective, or I might start something new. I don't know. But thank you for coming out. I want you to come back next week at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will be here on the Smart Show. I thank all of you for your support. It wouldn't be what it is without you. In the meantime, in between time, be at peace and not in pieces. Till next time, my friend.